Manuel Pellegrini is the chosen one, it seems. David Scold, Sullivan and Brady have convinced the affable Chilean to join the circus at the London Stadium. The former Manchester City manager is poised to sign a 3-year deal with West Ham, bringing to an end his presumably lucrative stay with Hebei China Fortune. West Ham's top target appeared to be Rafa Benitez, but with the popular Spaniard now seemingly staying in the northeast, it now looks like Pellegrini will be appointed instead. Securing the services of a manager who won the Premier League just 4 years ago is a coup for West Ham, but will it be enough to ease discontent in the stands? A season to forget. Last season was one to forget for West Ham United. Yes, they managed to pull themselves clear of relegation quite comfortably in the end, but there were very few highlights in a campaign of antipathy, misery and woe. The popular Slaven Bilic was given his marching orders in November following a disastrous run, and his replacement, David Moyes, failed to inspire much confidence from an increasingly disillusioned fanbase. Mark Noble clashed with one of his own fans in the defeat to Burnley. Jordan Mansfield, Getty Images. The Scot managed to guide the club to safety, but his reign wasn't without its difficult moments. The 3-0 home defeat to Burnley in March, marred by pitch invasions and ominous chants of "sack the board" from an irate crowd, was the point at which their campaign hit rock bottom. West Ham eventually finished well clear of the drop zone in 13th, and ended on a high with an impressive 3-1 win over Everton on the final day, with Marko Arnautovic and Manuel Lanzini turning in high-class performances worthy of their reputations. Stellar reputation considering the season that West Ham have just had. Landing a manager of Pellegrini's stature would be an impressive feat. Pellegrini's achievements in English football have been overshadowed somewhat by the job done by his successor Pep Guardiola, yet it is worth remembering his initial impact at Manchester City. In Pellegrini's debut season, City became only the second team in Premier League history to score a century of goals in a single season. They won the title and also lifted the League Cup. Manuel Pellegrini is the only non-European to win the Premier League. Alex Libasi, Getty Images. City even managed to hold off Liverpool, who, spearheaded by the supernatural form of Luis Suarez, almost ended their lengthy wait for a long-overdue top-flight title. His final 2 years didn't go as smoothly, but Pellegrini still kept City in the top 4 each year, won the League Cup for a second time and reached the semi-finals of the Champions League, a feat yet to be repeated by Guardiola. Modest resources. There is obviously no comparison in the size of the Manchester City and West Ham jobs, but the work that Pellegrini has done with more modest resources should encourage West Ham fans. Villarreal were transformed from a small club to title challengers in Spain and knockout specialists in Europe. Only a Jens Lehmann penalty save from Juan Roman Riquelme denied them a place in the 2006 Champions League final. Pellegrini repeated the trick with Malaga by guiding them to the quarter-finals in their first and only appearance in the Champions League in 2012-13. Miraculous late comeback from that year's eventual finalists, Borussia Dortmund, prevented them from reaching the last four. It will take a Herculean effort to propel West Ham from their current position into the latter stages of the Champions League, yet Pellegrini's track record suggests he could revitalize them as Bilic initially managed to do. Backing for Pellegrini to do that, though, he will require significant investment to improve the current squad. Aside from Arnautovic, Lanzini, young Declan Rice and possibly Arthur Masuaku, too few players performed to their potential last season. A full 18 months on, West Ham are still trying to replace Dimitri Payet, while their defense requires a complete overhaul, starting in goal now that Joe Hart's disappointing spell has ended. How much backing Pellegrini receives from West Ham's Three Stooges in the boardroom will have a huge impact on how West Ham enter the new season, both on and off the pitch. The West Ham board aren't particularly popular at the moment. Ollie Scarf, AFP, Getty Images. If an underwhelming summer takes place, a toxic atmosphere emanating around a stadium that most fans loathe will continue, and the board will be the first people in the firing line. In contrast, a few exciting additions to accompany a promising managerial appointment might well give West Ham's beleaguered board members the opportunity to foster some much-needed goodwill between themselves and the fans. Not the first time, it will be a big summer for all connected to West Ham. More from Pep Guardiola lines up Andres Iniesta as Mikel Arteta's replacement at Manchester City. Why Mikel Arteta is the wrong man for the Arsenal job, at least for now. Whether FIFA's Club World Cup plan succeeds or not, the Premier League is in serious danger.